Do you think you're ready to adopt a dog? Most people believe they are, until they realize they weren't. In recent years, we've seen significant growth in dog adoptions around the world. It's a beautiful and necessary trend, but one that has also brought a serious problem. Thousands of dogs are returned to shelters due to lack of preparation from their guardians. The initial excitement turns into frustration when reality knocks at the door. Maybe you're thinking about adopting your first dog, or just dreaming about that moment. If so, you need the right information before taking that step. Today, we'll explore 9 essential tips that can make the difference between a successful adoption and a traumatic experience for you and the animal. These guidelines will help you understand if you're truly prepared and how to organize yourself to receive your new companion in the best possible way. Tip number 1. Reflect on the reason for adoption. Do you want a dog out of love or impulse? This question might seem obvious, but veterinarians and NGOS report that many adoptions happen for the wrong reasons. Some people seek a dog to combat loneliness, others follow a trend of the moment or are charmed only by the appearance of a specific breed. Let's be clear, these are not solid foundations for responsible adoption. A dog is not an antidepressant. It's not a decorative accessory and definitely not an impulse purchase that you can return if it doesn't work out. Experienced professionals always ask a crucial question to future guardians. Are you willing to care for this animal even when it's old, sick, or needs expensive treatments? The honest answer to this question reveals a lot about your true motivations. Adopting a dog means taking on a long-term commitment that can last 15 years or more. It's a decision that should be made with a cool head, not just with a heart warmed by the emotion of the moment. Tip 2. Analyze your lifestyle. How much time do you spend away from home every day? Are you an active person who enjoys walks and exercise, or do you prefer quieter activities at home? These questions are fundamental because each guardian profile matches better with different types of dogs. Behavioral veterinarians explain that energy incompatibility is one of the main causes of behavioral problems in dogs. If you work 12 hours a day and adopt a border collie, a breed known for its high energy and need for mental stimulation, you're creating a recipe for disaster. On the other hand, if you're very active and adopt a French bulldog, which has respiratory limitations and prefers calmer activities, there can also be conflicts. Dogs that spend too much time alone can develop separation anxiety, destructive behaviors, and even canine depression. Veterinary clinics frequently receive cases of dogs with behavioral problems that could have been avoided with a more conscious choice. Be honest about your routine and look for a dog whose needs align with your real lifestyle, not the lifestyle you'd like to have. Before we move to the next tip, we'd like to remind you that here on the Dr. Doug the Dog channel, our mission is to prepare you to be the best possible guardian. So feel free to support our work by subscribing to our channel. Your support makes all the difference. Tip number 3, evaluate your space and environment. Houses and apartments require different care, and the size of your space directly impacts the animal's well-being. Many people think that large dogs necessarily need large houses, but the truth is more complex. A Great Dane, for example, can adapt well to apartments because they are naturally calm dogs, while a Jack Russell Terrier can destroy an entire house if it doesn't have adequate stimulation. Veterinarians always advise that the most important thing is the quality of the environment, not just the size. Before your dog's arrival, you need to make your house safe. This means screening windows and balconies, removing small objects that can be swallowed, storing cleaning products in inaccessible places, and identifying plants that can be toxic. Professionals recommend creating a specific corner for the animal, with a bed, water, and food bowls and toys. This space becomes the dog's safe refuge, especially important in the first days of adaptation. Remember, a prepared environment reduces the animal's stress and greatly facilitates the adaptation process to the new home. Tip 4. Calculate the real cost of maintaining a dog. Adoption is free, but raising a dog definitely isn't. This is a point that many future guardians seriously underestimate. Experienced veterinarians always warn about the importance of calculating real costs before adopting. We're talking about monthly expenses with quality food, regular veterinary appointments, annual vaccines, dewormers, hygiene, and bathing products. Additionally, medical emergencies can happen at any time, and specialized veterinary treatments can have significant costs. Veterinary clinics report that many guardians arrive in emergency situations and only then discover they don't have resources to pay for the necessary treatment. This creates heartbreaking situations for both the family and the animal. professionals recommend that you have a specific financial reserve for your pet separate from your personal budget. It's not about being pessimistic, but about being responsible. A financially prepared guardian can offer their dog all necessary care throughout their life, including the aging years, when medical care usually intensifies. Tip number 5, prepare yourself emotionally and with time. Dogs need much more than food and shelter. They need attention, affection, and consistent routine. Behavioral veterinarians explain that problems like separation anxiety and canine boredom are extremely common in pets whose guardians weren't prepared for the necessary emotional investment. When a dog gets bored or anxious, it can develop destructive behaviors, excessive barking, or even health problems related to stress. Professionals always emphasize it's not enough to love, you need to be present. This means establishing regular schedules for feeding, walks, and play. It also means understanding that your dog will need attention when you get home from work, even if you're tired. Veterinary clinics frequently receive cases of dogs with behavioral problems that improve drastically when guardians start dedicating more quality time to their pets. Prepare to adjust your routine and priorities. A dog isn't a hobby you practice when you feel like it. He's a family member who depends on you every day. Tip 6. Choose the right dog for you. Puppy or adult, active or calm, large or small. These decisions should be based on compatibility, not just aesthetic preferences. Veterinarians and animal behavior specialists always explain that there's no best breed. There's best compatibility between guardian and animal. Puppies are adorable, but require much more time, patience, and training. They need multiple meals per day, may have accidents in inappropriate places for months, and have lots of energy to burn. Adult dogs, on the other hand, usually have formed personalities and can be an excellent option for first-time guardians. NGOs and shelters are ideal places for conscious adoption because professionals know well the temperament of each animal and can help you find the perfect match. They observe how each dog behaves with children, other animals, and in different situations. This information is valuable and can avoid future incompatibilities. Remember, the right choice today means harmonious coexistence for many years. Tip number 7. Organize your house before the adopted dog's arrival. Properly preparing your house can make all the difference in the first days of adaptation of your new companion. Veterinarians always recommend having a basic checklist before arrival: comfortable bed, bowls for water and food, appropriate food for the animal's age and size, safe toys, collar with identification, and hygiene mats for the first days. Experienced professionals know that dogs feel safer when they have an organized and predictable environment. This means choosing a fixed location for the bed, always keeping the bowls in the same place, and creating a routine from day one. The first days are crucial to establish trust between you and your new pet. Veterinary clinics recommend that you take a few days off if possible to accompany the initial adaptation. During this period, observe the animal's behavior, identify signs of stress or discomfort, and maintain a calm and welcoming environment. Avoid visits and too much movement in the first days. Remember, a well-prepared environment significantly reduces the stress of change and accelerates the adaptation process. Tip 8. Go to the veterinarian as soon as you adopt. Even if the shelter or kennel has informed you that the dog is healthy, a veterinary appointment in the first weeks is fundamental. Professionals always explain that this initial checkup serves to establish a complete medical history of the animal and identify any problem that might have gone unnoticed. During this first appointment, the veterinarian will evaluate the general health status, update vaccines if necessary, perform deworming, and discuss important issues like castration and microchip. Veterinary clinics report that many health problems are detected early in these initial appointments, allowing for more effective and less costly treatments. Besides medical aspects, this first visit is an opportunity for you to clarify doubts about feeding, behavior, and preventive care. Experienced veterinarians always emphasize that taking care of your pet's health is one of the greatest acts of love you can demonstrate. Establish early on a relationship of trust with a qualified professional. This will greatly facilitate care throughout your companion's life and ensure they have the best possible quality of life. Tip 9. Understand the commitment of a lifetime. Dogs live on average 10 to 15 years. Some breeds reach up to 20 years. This means that when you adopt a puppy, you're taking on a commitment that can last almost 2 decades. Geriatric veterinarians explain that just like humans, dogs go through different phases of life, each with its particularities and specific needs. Canine adolescence brings behavioral challenges, adult age requires maintenance of exercise routine, and old age demands more intensive medical care and environmental adaptations. Professionals always warn, during these years, your life will change. You might get married, have children, move cities, face financial difficulties, or health problems. In all these situations, your dog will be there, depending on you. Veterinary clinics accompany beautiful stories of guardians who dedicated themselves to their pets until the end, adapting their lives to guarantee the animal's well-being even in difficult circumstances. When you adopt, you're not just saving a life, you're choosing a companion who will trust you until the end. And this trust is one of the most precious gifts you can receive. Adopting a dog goes far beyond giving shelter to an abandoned animal. It's taking responsibility for an entire lifetime of love, care, and constant presence. Throughout these 9 tips, we've seen that being a responsible guardian requires planning, preparation, and mainly honesty with yourself about your motivations and capabilities. It's not about discouraging adoption, on the contrary. We want more people to become conscious and prepared guardians because this means less abandonment and more success stories. A dog doesn't need you to be perfect as a guardian. He just needs you to be there every day, offering love, security, and basic care for a dignified life. If you've reflected on each of these tips and still feel prepared to take this step, congratulations. You're on the right path to becoming the guardian every dog deserves to have.